Alright folks, this is Eric with Eric's Garage AZ again, coming at you with the Alpio's Troon event up in Scottsdale, Arizona. And behind me I have a 1952, it's right here, a 1952 Kurtis 500S. And I understand, and speaking with the owner, his name is Warren, he's a really cool cat. There's only 12 of these left in the entire world. And this car is absolutely super duper Alice Cooper sexy looking. So we're going to shoot some video, shoot some pictures, and stay tuned for the episode on the YouTube channel regarding this specific car. So stick around. Buckle up, folks. Going to show you a beautiful car. It's a 1952 Kurtis 500S, which is known as the Vukovic KK 500 Indy winning roadster. Widened for 2 passengers, fitted with fenders and headlights to produce a race car which can be driven on the street. Approximately 26 500S models were eventually produced, and we are showing you one of the most beautiful models in the entire world. At 1,980 pounds, the car offers exhilarating performance with a power-to-weight ratio that exceeds a stock 289 Cobra. The 4-speed transmission coupled with an 8-inch Ford rear end is the ideal complement to the full Kurtis torsion bar suspension. Stick around, the car is gorgeous.
It started about 10 years ago, and I finally found one that was dead, race car in a barn. And it was, motor was froze up, the brakes were froze up, transmission, rear end, everything. Really? So all I got was the body and the suspension.
Hey guys, Eric with Eric's Garage AZ. I certainly appreciate you watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and also don't forget the notification button so this little bugger goes ding whenever we upload a new video. And what they say in Eric's Garage AZ land is, drive it like you stole it, bitches. Till next time. Hey guys, Eric with Eric's Garage AZ coming at you here, and I have got Warren here, and we are looking at a 1952 Kurtis 500S, right?
Correct.
This car is off the chain. I showed you some video earlier. Now we have an opportunity to do the interview with this guy. And Warren, I'll tell you, man, this car is really, really cool. So can you tell me, give me a little history about it? Like did you buy it original?
No. Okay. This is the story. I'll begin with the story. At 16 years old, I saw one of these for the first time at the South Mountain Hill Climb Rally. And I said, my God, if I ever could find one of these, I will buy it.
Really?
So,
how long did it take you to find one?
Well, it started about 10 years ago, and I finally found one that was dead, race car in a barn. And it was, motor was froze up, the brakes were froze up, transmission, rear end, everything. Really? So all I got was the body and the suspension.
Now that's this car here?
Yeah. So we bring it home and we restore it. Well, after a year of restoration, I'm finally on the road with it. And we took some liberties on it. The motor in it was an original nailhead Buick.
Okay.
And at that time, during the restoration, I was reading about Frank Kurtis and everything he did on the Kurtis 500S. Well, he had a 500S with a Buick motor in it, at which point he pulled his out and stuck in a 350, which I followed his lead. And so the reason being is that these cars were always nose heavy and the brakes did not work.
Okay.
And so at that point, We replaced the brakes, we replaced the motor, the transmission, and the rear end.
Now, what did you replace the brakes with at the time? Did they have the big caliper piston disc brakes then?
No, they had drums.
Okay.
And I wanted to be able to drive the car on the street.
Okay.
I didn't want to buy a car and restore it to perfect condition and have it be in a museum.
Right.
I wanted to drive it because I've always thought this was the coolest car to drive.
It's really cool.
So
good for you. So now the restoration, new engine, new brakes, new rear end, everything is all done. Now did Kurtis make the engines or did they make the body style?
They made the body. Well, Kurtis built all the Indycars in the late 40s and 50s.
Okay.
So he decided to get into the sports car market. Between 1952 to 1954, he built a total of 27 of these cars. And so what transpired was not this car, but a sister car to it, won the first 12 hours of Sebring.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and this went on and raced at the Pan America race into Mexico.
Right.
And it's funny, as I just found a picture of it sitting on a trailer going to the race.
No kidding, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
The original color was silver with the red interior.
Right. So you dressed it up in this beautiful, beautiful black here then, right?
Yep.
All right, now let's take a look at this. I mean, obviously it didn't come with all this chrome and whatnot. You probably added chrome to it, but you said it's got a 350 engine in there right now, right?
Correct.
All right, so we'll talk about the engine here in a second, but how do you, it looks like you have cool little hood latches here.
Found those on eBay.
Are those original too?
No, they used to, on here was a bracket and another bracket here with a belt.
Okay, leather strap.
Right.
Okay.
And I did not like the looks of that.
Okay.
So
you modified it a little bit.
Yep.
Cool. Now let's take a look back here at the door hinges. Are those original styles of the Kurtis as well?
Yep, this is all original though. If you're going to get a laugh out of some, this is the original interior. It is only a couple of panels have been replaced.
That's the original interior. Wait, look. Oh wait, you already saw it.
So the Naga hide that they made in '52 is a lot better than they make today.
Yeah, Mom makes you wonder what they fit those Nagas, right?
Yep.
Look at this. This is like really neat. And I love the gauges. Now that's Road America, 1966. Was that there? This sticker's here because of you?
No. They were all there. They were part of the car. And it was just races that the car was in '01.
Okay, very cool.
I do have a book on the history of the car.
No kidding, that's got to be really, really neat. Now let's take a look at this really cool looking gas cap here. That, I mean, you see him once in a while, but I don't recall seeing something, I want to say ornate, but it looks very, very functional.
Well,
too.
back then, that's how they used to fill the race cars.
Right.
So you come in and they dump a can, 5-gallon cans like this into it. Well, we a little afraid of having the fuels,
Of course,
and so I put a fuel cell, but I could put the old hose back.
I see. Okay, all right. So where actually does the fuel go into?
It goes into the fuel tank is underneath right here.
Oh, okay. So you put a fuel cell inside the trunk, which is inside here. Okay, very, very cool. All right, cool. Now, is this all original bodywork? Like if you were to have purchased this car, it looked like this?
Absolutely.
God, this is so beautiful.
This is the first car ever made in America with the use of fiberglass.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously. So the back quarter is fiberglass.
Back here?
Yep.
All right, so
And then the fender is fiberglass and the nose is fiberglass. The rest of it's all aluminum, and it's built on a C-channel frame with tubular underneath for the support.
Wow, that's pretty
It has torsion bar suspension front and rear, which
sounds like a dream, doesn't it?
well, the funny thing
Sounds
is,
like it's on rails?
it is. This car was built exactly like an Indy car was back at that time, just wider. So
Let's make your way down the passenger driver's side here. I mean, I noticed that it's left-hand drive because it is made in America.
right.
Okay, all right. How easy is this car to drive? I mean, you're a tall guy, and this does not look like it's a very long cockpit, if you will.
Well, The car originally had padding out to here about 3 inches.
Oh, okay.
And the seat went up about another 3 inches. And we just modified it to where I could fit in it and drive it.
Okay.
So,
is it comfortable to drive?
actually pretty decent to drive.
Really? Feel like driving it?
Oh gosh.
Look at this smile. I can only imagine what it's like, and you got to be careful driving this. You said there's only 12 left.
12 left.
Man, what's it feel like, really?
Well, you know, it's funny is how many guys get to drive an Indy car on the street?
That's true.
And basically that's what I'm driving.
Yeah.
And I feel it, and I feel every little bump.
I bet.
It steers like a Ford truck, a 150 Ford truck from the 60s.
Because no power steering.
No power steering, and it's just a hoot to drive.
Revive old race cars, man. Well, I got Warren here with me. And Warren, what we tell people in Eric's Garage AZ land is drive it like you stole it, bitches.
Always.
All right?
Yeah,
so
you got it.
We're going to sign off and say, drive it like you stole it, bitches.
Drive it like you sold it, bitches.
See ya, man. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more right here on Eric's Garage AZ.